When Persona 6 was finally revealed in June, it had been years in the making. But it turns out at least one person outside of the developer Atlus had already played it. And that person was the Weeknd. His recent posts on his semi-secret Instagram account, Gene Hackerman, reveal what might be the greatest anime and video game pilgrimage ever taken by a celebrity. The Weeknd is a gamer and a weeb. Not only did he stop by Atlus, the makers of Persona, he somehow met with what feels like half of Japan's gaming and anime industry. Apparently, when you're one of the biggest musicians in the world, your vacation involves just casually hanging out with the people who make your favorite games. At first, the photos look like a normal celebrity vacation. But his post on January 12th began to reveal his true otaku. Here he is in a retro gaming arcade, playing a Sega Dreamcast and seemingly having a great time, which of course he is. Sega Dreamcast rules. He also went hard on the souvenirs. Alongside some Chainsaw Man figures, he somehow left Japan with a boxed Sega Saturn, a PS2, and a PSP. The exact order of everything is a little fuzzy, and I'm not actually sure if this was just one trip or multiple, but let's just assume it was one big trip and go through my favorite parts. As I mentioned earlier, the Weeknd got to see Persona 6 before it was even publicly announced. He also got to play an early version of the Persona 4 remake, and he got a personalized drawing from Shigenori Sojima, the primary artist on the Persona series. I love this. While definitely adored by many, the Persona games are not nearly as widely recognized as Mario or Sonic. They're very weird, 80-hour RPGs where you spend half your time crawling through dungeons and the other half deciding which classmate you're going to have dinner with. It's not exactly a series to be casually into. So the fact that the Weeknd specifically carved out time to visit Atlus says a lot. It's actually very funny for me to picture him sitting in his multi-million-dollar mansion just agonizing over whether he wants to romance Chi or Yukiko. But we're not at the video game portion yet. First, let's talk about the anime studios. If I had to pick one studio that's absolutely dominating the industry right now, it'd probably be Science SARU. They're behind some amazing recent anime, including Devilman Crybaby, Dandadan, and the new Ghost in the Shell series. The Weeknd got an exclusive tour of the studio, and even met up with musician Kenshi Yonezu, the artist behind Chainsaw Man's opening theme. I mean, this obviously makes sense, seeing as how they're both musicians, but it's still cool to see him chilling with an artist primarily known outside of Japan for an anime theme song. Next up, video game legends. This is where celebrity status starts really paying dividends. The Weeknd somehow managed to tour Capcom, Sega, Square Enix, Grasshopper Manufacturer, and Atlus, apparently all on the same trip. Here he is at the Sega headquarters, which appears to be aggressively blue. If this photo looks familiar, it might be because Michael Jackson took a similar photo there around 30 years prior. For some reason, I find this very funny. Either the folks at Sega showed him this photo and insisted he recreate it, and the Weeknd was like, okay, fine. Or, based on his seemingly thorough knowledge of gaming history, the Weeknd already knew about the photo and wanted to replicate it. Either way, I love it. Here he is at Capcom, hanging out with the Pragmata developers and getting this personalized drawing, engaging in a quick Street Fighter session, and generally being a big goof. He even soundtracked these particular photos to the Save Room theme song from Resident Evil, a Capcom game. That's called attention to detail. One of my favorite moments was his stop at Square Enix. It looks like he met up with Nier creator Yoko Taro there before heading to dinner alongside From Software and Dark Souls creator Hidetaka Miyazaki. Here he is showing Miyazaki what I assume is a hilarious meme. He even made time to visit Grasshopper Manufacturer and hang with Suda51, creator of very weird games like No More Heroes, Killer 7, and Lollipop Chainsaw. Of course, it wasn't all meetings and handshakes. Here he is having the time of his life at what I think is Poke Park, a Pokemon amusement park. I have neglected to get into the main reason he was in Tokyo in the first place. The Weeknd was there preparing for his upcoming tour, specifically to check out how his giant robot statue was coming along. Hajime Sorayama is an artist known for his paintings and sculptures of sci-fi androids, particularly his Sexy Robot series. The Weeknd commissioned a 40-foot tall version for his tour. It's officially the largest piece of art ever commissioned for a concert tour, and would look very cool in my basement. Alright, I'm gonna stop trying to figure out the exact orders of everything he did on this trip and just list things out rapid fire style. He went to a Dragon Ball exhibit and saw original illustrations by the late Akira Toriyama. He went to Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios Japan and got this great hat. He spent the day with Susumu Hirasawa, the composer behind the music for movies like Paprika, Millennium Actress, and Berserk. He stopped by the All of Evangelion exhibit, which includes original character models, cells, and this bitchin' giant Eva. Oh, and he also jammed out to karaoke. I started making this video because I thought it was kind of funny that The Weeknd was secretly a Persona fan. But I think the bigger takeaway is that anime and video games aren't really niche anymore. One of the biggest pop stars in the world flew to Japan and spent his free time meeting anime creators, buying old Sega consoles, hanging out with game developers, and getting excited about Persona. I think it's safe to say that being a weeb is officially cool.